At 3:21 on Live Impact News on WCNC Plus, I'm Jane Monreal, and right now we have returning special guests who continue to make incredible strides advocating for ALS right here in our community. Tammy Hall is a registered nurse with over 25 years with Atrium Health. More importantly, she became a fierce advocate for the ALS community since her husband, Lewis, a U.S. Air Force veteran who's also here, was diagnosed with the disease back in 2020. Thanks, friends, for returning here to the Live Impact studio. And of course, it goes without saying, we thank you for your service. So we thank you for coming in. And Tammy, we're going to get to some of the good news first, but let's go and revisit with what we talked about the first time you came out here, and that was with ALS. What happened when you noticed symptoms from your husband?
Yes, Lewis woke up one Saturday morning with a raspy voice, and we just thought it was a cold coming on. And we just kind of waited around, and it never went away. His speech started to get delayed, and so we went to his primary care doctor, and they thought, okay, it was gastric reflux. Gave him all the medications and everything for gastric reflux, and then his speech kept getting worse. So finally they sent him to an ENT specialist, which said that he had a nodule on his side of his vocal cord. Mm-hmm. Had surgery. Speech still continued to get worse. Went back to the same doctor, and he thought it was scar tissue. Went back for another surgery and never got better. So then they did speech evaluations, swallow evaluations, all kinds of things, and they just couldn't figure it out. And they finally sent him to a neurologist, and all this started back in 2017.
Okay, right.
And they finally sent him to a neurologist, and she did all the necessary tests and ruled out all the things like familiar things like stroke, Parkinson, MS, all those neurological things. But they just couldn't figure it out until I decided to take him to another neurologist. And that's when he told us at that visit that he had ALS, and that was February 2020.
So it took a few years.
It took 3 years.
To get that diagnosis. And during that time, then, you're just treating symptoms.
Yes.
And Lewis, your health is what? Is it touch and go every day? What is life like?
I'm really stiff, and I'm off balance, but I'm really blessed because it could be worse. Mm-hmm. But on the bright side, I get to stay at home while Tammy goes to work.
Tammy's the breadwinner, working for y'all.
Yes, yes.
Well, it seems like you have a very good sense of humor.
Mm-hmm,
Still hanging out, yes. Doing the day-to-day. You left nursing to do this caretaking full time.
Yes, I was going to retire at the end of the year, and an offer came with Atrium for me to work remote as needed. So I work from home whenever I tell them I want to work, basically. But that is good for me because I need to be home to take care of him and make sure he's doing everything he's supposed to be and not being non-compliant. So yeah, I'm home, just taking care of him and making sure he's getting all the things that he needs.
Right. And your quality of life together, you have found, to me, it seems like you found the place of balance and quality of life, right?
Yeah, we have. We still continue to do things we used to still do, like going to dinner. We still go on vacation. We still go to the basketball games to watch our grandson that's really good.
Awesome.
And, so any activities we go. I mean, the only thing is now, if it's long distance, we have to use the wheelchair. But we're still able to go. It's still living your best life and making it positive and not sit home and dwell on that I can't do this, I can't do that. But he still have a great life, and I'm happy and blessed for that.
I am so happy to see and hear that because people need to know that there is a positive and that there
Yes.
are things you can do. You also founded Beacon of Hope for ALS, and your work through that has been amazing as well. Tammy, talk to us about the reason why you took it a step further.
Well, I started Beacon of Hope for ALS, for one thing, for my husband, and I realized too that a lot of people that asked what was going on with him, they thought he had a stroke because it mimics that. And when I tell them he has ALS, they didn't know what it was. So I started this, for one thing, to make awareness in the community and to be an advocate for ALS.
Right.
So since then, it has been, since I talked to you, it has grown. We have helped many of people with ALS with this organization, doing like caregiving assistance, paying for care, because it's like $1,000 a week for caregivers.
Wow.
So we help assist with that. We assist with meals, respite care, hospital beds. Whatever they need, we try to provide it, or the resource for them to get it.
So many things that we don't think of, right? And the devil is in the details. And Tammy, you do have some good news. Share how a very important foundation got involved and what you're going to do with that.
So we have received a grant from the Christopher and Dana Reeves Foundation, a $15,000 grant for their foundation. And I am honored to receive this grant for them, because I know they had many and many of applications come in, and for them to choose us is just an honor. To have a national organization, a respectful organization, with this type of this type of charity, it makes me believe that they believe in our mission. They believe that we're making an impact in the community. I feel that their vision aligns with national priorities like care, innovation, and advocacy, and that's what Beacon of Hope is about. Also, the Christopher and Dana Reed Foundation believes in quality of life, and one of our missions and vision is empowering people with ALS to live their best lives. And so I am grateful and honored that they gave us this grant to go out in the community and make more awareness of ALS. And another thing with the Christopher and Dana Reeves, as you know, Christopher Reeves
Played Superman.
Superman.
Yeah.
That's why I tell everybody Superman gave me a grant. But Superman gave us a grant.
Yes.
But, he had an accident that caused him to be paralyzed. And so this grant is for the quality of life for people that have paralysis.
Okay.
And as ALS, one of the symptoms is that eventually they will have paralysis. And they want us to go out as Beacon of Hope for ALS to talk to people about what we do in the community, talk about ALS, and how we can help other people live their best lives.
That's great. So, talk specifically about this workshop. This is how you're using this grant for a workshop that's coming up, for which I'm very honored to be asked to help MC and help host your event. But talk to us about this workshop.
Okay, so one of the commitments that we have to do with this grant is make awareness. So one of the things is we're going to have a caregiver workshop on March the 21st at 3 o'clock at the Park Church. 10 to 2 at the Park Church. And it's for caregivers. If you have a loved one with you caring for, is it an aunt, an uncle, anyone that you're caring for, this workshop is for them. We're going to talk about things like safe transfer, because if you have someone with paralysis, you need to know how to transfer them from bed to chair, chair to bed,
Totally.
etc. And also home safety, what in the home that can cause a problem, like a rug needs to be out of the way, wider spaces. We'll talk about nutrition, because it's important to have the correct amount of calories and proteins for the muscles to continue to work. And then also adaptive communication, because a lot of people with ALS and other people with stroke or whatever, they have communication issues. And at some point, they're not going to be able to communicate. So we need to know how to communicate with people that can't speak. And so we will talk about that as well.
Okay, so several topics. Is this going to be broken into like small discussion groups, or you're going to have a speaker come into a main room and address everybody all at once? How does that work during the day?
Yes, we will have speakers. The ALS clinic has been very gracious in helping us. So the physical therapy, the speech therapy, the occupational therapy, they will be the one, the dietitian, they're going to be the one that's going to be facilitating each of those
great.
issues.
Okay.
And they will be having participation, showing them how to use a gait belt, showing them how to sit and transfer. So they will have participation and answering questions at the end.
Oh, great. Okay, let's show this flyer once more. This is happening again March 21st. There is a QR code as well, so you can register using that QR code or go to the website.
Mhm.
All right. And Tammy, the website?
Is www.beaconofhopeals.org. That's www.beaconofhopeals.org.
Okay, so carve out 10 till 2 on March 21st for a
Yes.
very important workshop.
Yes.
And it sounds like you've taken momentum on since coming here last
Yes.
for Beacon of Hope, and hopefully this also gets it even more so, right?
Yes.
More attention to
Yes,
ALS.
hope so.
And I love that you are taking care of caregivers, because all caregivers all need some care themselves.
they do.
In something like this. And resilience. I love that.
Yep.
Education and resilience.
Mhm.
That's what you two are living.
Yes, we are.
You, Lewis, you're living your best life, right?
Yes.
Together. I love it.
Can I tell a little bit about ALS and what it is?
Oh, please. Yes, we
Okay.
skipped over that whole thing.
That's okay.
Yes, absolutely.
But I want people to know that ALS stands for amyotrophic lateral sclerosis, and it's referred to Lou Gehrig's disease. It is a progressive neurodegenerative nerve that affects the brain and the spinal cord, leading to difficulty walking, talking, eating, and breathing. No cure for it. They say life expectancy is 2 to 5 years, but we overcome that life expectancy. He is in his 6th year.
Right.
Well, if you go back to 2017 when it first started.
Right.
And like you were saying, some of the symptoms is muscle weakness, stiffness, cramps, difficulty swallowing, slurred speech, clumsiness, and respiratory issues. We don't know the cause, but researchers think it could be genetic or not family inherited. It could be environmental, and that veterans like Lewis, they're saying they have the highest, risk of getting ALS because of maybe exposure to toxic substance and things like that. So I just
Interesting.
wanted to just give people a little bit what it is, because it could start as something as simple as a raspy voice, and your voice speech keep getting worse and worse, and they can't figure out what it is. Then I want people to realize there's other diseases out there besides stroke, Parkinson, and MS, and maybe we need to make our doctors sometime aware. Like I heard this podcast and they were talking about ALS, could that be a possibility? But like I said, nobody wants this disease.
Yeah.
But if you can catch it early you can start treatment to slow it up, and you can continue to live, a quality of life, as what Christopher Reed and them saying. And this is why I think our vision linked together, because we have the same mission, the same vision. So I just wanted people to know a little bit about that.
Absolutely. Very important part, because those symptoms, they might, like you said, and like you experienced yourself, could be simple, and you really want to advocate for your health. If it's not going away or whatever, you still
Right.
need to push and
Push,
find the
push.
right doctor. And so, once again, March 21st, it is the Caregiver Education and Resilience Workshop from Beacon of Hope for ALS. Go to beaconofhopeals.org. Register there.
Yes.
Is there a fee?
No fee.
No fee.
Lunch is provided, breakfast and lunch is provided.
There you go. And congratulations on receiving the Christopher and Dana Reeve Foundation grant. Obviously, great work, and your missions aligned with a credible and a beautiful organization. Louis, we thank you for coming in as well, and hopefully you didn't take too much part of your day, but all for a good cause.
Thank you.
You're a good man. You're a good man. I can tell. All right.
He is. He is.
Tammy Hall with her husband Louis Hall here representing beaconofhope.org. A great workshop coming up. If you feel like this would benefit you, go to beaconofhopeals.org. Thanks, friends.
Thank you.
See you next month.